What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite, and welcome back to Reimagining Manchester United. Today, we've got two games in the Premier League against Manchester City and Tottenham. If you look at the table, we have 19 points from 7 games. We're sitting top of the table right now. Liverpool are only 2 points off of us. City, only 3 points. So if they win this game, they tie us at the top of the league, and they'll probably go ahead on goal difference. So if we lose this game, Man City will probably be going top of the league. Definitely be going top of the league. And then Tottenham in fourth place on 13 points. So these are two top four teams we're going to have to play against. Very tough. And we just got off a game in the Champions League against Benfica. Since I last left you, the performances have been pretty good. We played Everton and Milan last time. We played Bournemouth. We beat them 3-0. 3 goals from 3 different goal scorers. Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood all scoring. We then played Norwich. We rotated the squad a little bit for the Leicester game, so we played a backup squad a little bit, not a fully rotated. Still, Bruno Fernandes played. Uh, Patson Daka and Mason Greenwood started up top. Daka actually got a goal, his first goal for the club. We actually got 3 goals from center backs, 2 goals from McTominay and 1 from Shula. Shula's been scoring like crazy so far this season. I think he's going to be a very good signing. We then played Leicester. We beat them 3-1, but we had Tella sent off after 32 minutes. So we were down a man for 70 minutes of the game, and we still managed to get 2 goals after the sending off by Rashford and win the game. Our counterattacking is just so good from that more defensive tactic that we can score goals even if we're down a man. We just played Rashford up top by himself, took off the other striker, I think it was Greenwood, and replaced Tellez on the left with I don't remember who, Williams probably. Yeah, Brandon Williams. And we just hit him twice on the counterattack after the sending off and got the 3-1 victory. It was very impressive. We then played Brighton, beat them 2-0, 2 goals from Rashford. Rashford's been in very good form recently. Then played Dortmund, and our only slip up of the game since I last left you. We drew 1-1 with Dortmund in the Champions League. Another sending off, but it was in the 89th minute, so it wasn't really that influential. Like, the game was already over, and then Pogba decided to just 2-foot somebody. But a 1-1 draw. We weren't that good. Neither really were Dortmund. It was a pretty fair result. They played Southampton back-to-back in the Premier League at first. We beat them 3-0, completely rotated the squad. I cared a lot more about the EFL Cup match than I did about the Premier League match because I think, if you slip up once in the EFL Cup, you're out. So I can afford to slip up a little bit in the Premier League. So I played a backup squad. We still won 3-0. Sula with another goal. He started this game. Greenwood got a goal, and Pereira got a penalty. Then played them in the EFL Cup, beat them 2-1. Fernandez and Sula again with goals. Sula scoring so many goals recently. Him and Rashford have been the informed players in this team, along with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno's just always performs. Then played Aston Villa, only beat them 1-0. We've rotated the squad a little bit with the Benfica game coming up. So we had fair few backups in there. Bruno Fernandes didn't play. Rashford did start, and he did get a goal, so he got us the winning goal. And you might see a new name on this list. If you look at the top, look on the right-hand side, a man named Dodo. I'll show you that signing in a second. And I'll show you, the move I made and how to move in response to. So I'll show you after this Benfica game. This Benfica game, we won 3-1. Bruno Fernandes came back in. He scored 2 goals. Martial with the goal. So Martial Rashford seems to be our in-form strike partnership right now. It seems to change every other match. One match, Mason Greenwood will be the guy. Next match, Martial and Rashford will be the guy. Rashford seems to always be the guy, though. He seems to be in good form all season, so good for him. But we have made 2 transfers at the transfer deadline day. Not one I wanted to make, but I got an offer, and I couldn't turn it down. Look at the transfer history. Scroll to the bottom. We sold Diogo Dalot to Tottenham for $56 million. I just couldn't turn down that kind of money. Like, they just came in and whopped $56 million down on the table and just said, here you go. And I was like, okay, I guess I kind of got to do that because Dallas not an amazing player. He's a solid, well-rounded player, but I don't think he's ever going to be a star for us. And, he doesn't have a whole lot of room to grow. Like, his max was a 3-star potential. I didn't think we were going to get a superstar out of him. So when I saw $56 million, I couldn't turn that down. In response, we went out and bought Dodo from Shakhtar. It's direct replacement. He can't play both sides like Dalot can, but I think he has a chance to be a star at this right back position. From Shakhtar, from 25, raising up to 27.5 million. So basically, about half price of Dalot. So we basically made 25 million, and I think we improved the right back situation. I think Dodo's better now, And I think he'll be better in the future. He's the 3-star potential right now, or 3-star ability right now, 4-star potential. But look at those physicals. That is why I signed him. 18 pace, 16 stamina, 17 strength, 16 acceleration, 14 agility and balance, 13 natural fitness. He is a physical monster for a guy that's only 5'5". He must be like a little beast. So for a guy that's short, he's short and strong. He looks pretty good. His technicals aren't that bad either. He's not the best defensively, but he's a good passer. 13 passing, 14 vision. Good off the ball. Good dribbler. Decent crosser. Decent mentally. 14's everywhere mentally. So he's a solid player. I think he's an improvement over Dalot right now. And I think he's going to be better than Dalot in the future. They're both 22 years old. I think Dodo has more potential. I mean, according to the game, he has more potential, according to my scouts. So I think that's going to be a good signing. It's somebody I can play whenever against a smaller team and we needed a more offensive player than what's his name? Than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We need a more offensive player. I'll play Dodo. I feel more comfortable playing him than I would have been playing Diogo Dalot. So yeah, Dodo will come in for those games. He's a solid number 2. Wan-Bissaka will be the number 1. Well, for the most part. So I feel really good with those 2 right backs. I changed up the bench a little bit. I put another fullback on the bench, took off a striker just because I was finding I needed to replace both fullbacks more than I needed to replace both strikers. So put Mason Greenwood just on the bench. Daka will have to be in the reserves for now. But this is the squad for the game against Manchester City. Go to the team selection. I am starting Luke Shaw over Tellez, even though he's not quite fully match sharp. He's just played a lot better not even a lot better. He's been playing a little bit better than Tellez. Tellez has not been very impressive recently. So he actually does have 2 decent games in a row, though, a 7.1 and a 7.3. I'm pretty sure those are against Aston Villa and Southampton, so not that impressive. When he played Dortmund, he did not play well. When he played any good team, he did not play well. Played Leicester, obviously he got sent off, and he had a bad rating. So he's not played any good team very well. 6.6 against Liverpool. I think Luke Shaw will just be better against big teams. Obviously, he's a little bit more defensive, so I think that gives us a little bit of an advantage too. So with him and Wan-Bissaka on the fullbacks and Kimmich in the middle, I think we'll be very defensively solid. Kimmich hasn't been as impressive as I'd hoped. He isn't as good as when I last used him. Like isn't putting in those ratings as of now. I don't know if it's just because we're in the Premier League and it's just a little bit more challenging than the Bundesliga, or what the problem is. But he's not really pulled his weight. Shula's been great, been our best center back. Maguire hasn't done anything this season. I might need to replace Harry Maguire next season because he's been bad. Other than that, this is our starting lineup. Let's get right into it. See if we can beat Manchester City and win the Manchester Derby. Ryan, it's Derby Day. How much do you look forward to taking on your local rivals? It's always a tremendous occasion, and the atmosphere is something to behold. Hopefully we can harness the energy and intensity of the day and send the fans home happy. If you have some team news for me, please. I'm happy with the recent performances, so there's no need to tweak that particular formula. Of course, Manchester City will be playing the man we tried to sign, David Alaba, this game. He'll be playing at left back for them. He was going to be our center back. They've been in ridiculous form. They also have their new man, Lautaro Martinez, up top. They paid like $98 million for him, so a little bit less than we paid for Kimmich. And he's a very good player, so that's going to be dangerous. They're definitely a better team than they were last year. Having Alaba at left back and Lautaro Martinez up top, those are huge improvements. So I'm pretty worried. They've won 5 out of their last 5. This is not going to be anything close to easy. We're playing our more defensive tactic, our more balanced tactic. We got Rashford through on... Oh, is that a penalty? That might be a penalty. That looked like it was in the box. Laporte slides in. It didn't look like a foul to me at first, but I don't know. We'll see. Could be a penalty. Bruno Fernandes could be putting us ahead in the Manchester Derby after 6.5 minutes. And it is a penalty. Penalty has been awarded. Bruno will take. Surely Bruno will score. He has missed, I think, 1 penalty in this series, but I think that's the only one he's missed. And he did not miss this one. Puts it in the bottom right corner. Keeper can't get there. And Bruno Fernandes puts us ahead 1-0 after 7 minutes. That's good. I'm very happy with that. We needed an easy goal, really, to give us some confidence. And that was exactly what we needed. Hopefully we don't immediately go and concede down the other end. They have the ball with 9 minutes. But we might get it with Martial. Martial gets on top of it. puts it back to Maguire, finds a ball out to Shaw. Shaw's going to go back inside to Kimmich, who I trust completely on the ball. So I don't trust Maguire, though, as he gives the ball away to Bernardo Silva. He gets closed down by Kimmich. He wins the ball back, and he kicks it up to Nolan. Kyle Walker on it, into Rodri. Back out to Walker. Closed down by Pogba, and Pogba wins the ball. Over to Shaw. Ball over the top for Martial. But he gets tackled from behind by Ruben Diaz, but he's still going to get on the end of it. No one's in the box, but Rashford gets on the edge of the box, and he gets 2 shots off. I don't know if that second one hit the post or it hit the back of the keeper, but first one looked like it definitely got saved. Second one looks like it hit the post. But 2 shots on goal. One of them probably should have been in the back of the net. I don't know if we would deserve that goal because we only have 2 shots on target all game, but it should have still been scored. Like when you get a golden opportunity like that, especially against Manchester City, you got to score them. Got to be clinical. Wan-Bissaka with the ball in, but it's headed out by Rodri, but only as far as Sula. Sula into Kimmich, the Bayern men combining into Tuanzebe, into Sula, back to Tuanzebe, into Sula. Bailly I think he's just coming back from injury, so I went with Tuanzebe. He's actually been playing really well, so I'm giving Tuanzebe the nod as that covering central defender. Sula with the ball all the way back to De Gea. Back into Sula. We're playing this around pretty nicely. Ball over the top eventually for Rashford by Kimmich, and Rashford gets saved by Ederson. That looked to be a good finish. That was definitely on target. Ederson makes a good save. There's a nice ball over the top by Kimmich. Ball in from Bruno, and he can't find Maguire. Really, Maguire hasn't scored a single goal this year. Shula's been the guy from corners. And it's been needed because without Maguire's goals, we need somebody else to score them from our defense. Like, I think getting goals from corners is pretty important in this game. But it looks like it's going to go into halftime at 1-0 to Manchester United. It's been a very even game. Our XG is mostly there just because of our penalty. Yeah, look at the big jump in XG because of the penalty. We had a decent jump here for our second shot on target. But, yeah, mostly up by penalty, but I think it's been a pretty even game. They have the possession. We have a little bit in the chances. 3 more shots on target's pretty good, though. We are being pretty good at putting our shots on target. I'm going to say you've got to guard against complacency now. Don't think the job is done. Wan-Bissaka is aggressive. Martial's composed. I'm going to say there's a lot more to come from you, and that has motivated both of them. Have a highlight here in the 48th minute. Ball into Kimmich. Back to Sula. The Bayern Munich men, combining again. Into Tuanzebe. Back to Kimmich. Kimmich running everything right now this game. Kimmich has been very good this game. He doesn't have a great rating, but I feel like he's been very involved in this game. Really good at rotating the possession. Ball comes into Bruno Fernandes, I think, who got his foot on it, but again, Ederson with a good save. Ederson has been Man City's man of the match so far. He is keeping them in this game. Kimmich after a terrible ball out to Rashford, but he gets blocked by Laporte. That looked like another goal, but Laporte with a good block. Terrible ball out, gets intercepted, and it leads to what should have been a goal. And Bruno Fernandes, that is awful. The worst thing that could happen has happened. Bruno Fernandes has gotten injured. Hopefully that's not for a long time because he is our most important player. A thigh injury. Usually those aren't too bad, but he could be like a torn groin muscle or something like that, or I don't know. It could be something bad. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's just out for a few days. Because we really need him if we're going to go for it, especially in this run we've got going on. We've got Tottenham, then we've got Liverpool. So, I think it's Liverpool. Or is it Arsenal? I don't remember. We'll see. I'll see after this game. But yeah, I think we got a pretty tough run in. It's time to make a sub. Pogba's tired, but I don't want to take him off. Shaw's tired. Kimmich is tired. Bissaka's tired. Let's give our debut on camera to Dodo. Also going to take off Kimmich. I'm going to bring on Scott McTominay. Be a little bit more defensive at the back. Those are the only 2 changes I'll make right now. I don't know if Dodo's the smart change because we're getting more attacking down that wing instead of more defensive, but I think Dodo and his physical ability in this game with completely fresh off the bench is going to be deadly. Let's see if we can get another goal. Maybe put this game away. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. Looks like it's going to be full time any minute now. The minutes are slowly trickling down, and it is full time. We win 1-0 thanks to a penalty. Not the most impressive performance, but I mean, ultimately we got what we wanted. That's a win against Manchester City. They didn't really create a whole lot. We created quite a bit. 15 shots in the end. We had a lot of shots there at the end that we didn't see. So 15 shots, 9 on target. That's pretty solid. Like those are numbers that you should be getting probably more than one goal with. Obviously, we nearly had 3 xG. So that's kind of disappointing by our strikers that they couldn't put away more of those shots. And this tactic really relies on the strikers being very clinical. So I'm going to say, well done. That was a good win for us. I'm not going to slag them off too much for only winning 1-0. It is Manchester City, who are third in the league. Beating your bitter rivals must make this a particularly pleasing victory for you. I'm absolutely delighted. How do you think the two teams fared against each other from a tactical perspective? I learned a lot, which is a good thing. I'll go away and think about how we can react to what unfolded out there. That puts us, 5 points clear at the top, but Liverpool still have a game in hand. City fall pretty far behind now, 6 points back. So we must have been the first game of the day. So we were the only team playing right then, but so the rest of the team still has to catch up to us. It's 3 to 6 weeks for Bruno Fernandes. That is not great. He's going to be out a month. Let's see what we got this month. We've got Tottenham, there's Chelsea, then Liverpool. So this is a tough month. Probably our toughest month of the season so far. Definitely our toughest month of the season. We're going to be without Bruno Fernandes for all of it. If it could have happened in this month, I would have been okay. Jablonec, Oh yeah, that is our Champions League group if you haven't noticed. Jablonec, Benfica, and Dortmund. Jablonec are a Czech Republic team. That should be a fairly routine victory. But yeah, if we could have had it for that month, West Ham, Wolves, Dortmund would be difficult, but Leeds, Derby, I'd have been okay with that. But it has to be in the month where we have Tottenham, Chelsea, and Liverpool, as well as Man City, who is out for 20, 30 minutes of that game for. We win 7 straight, though. 7 matches won in a row. I'm very happy with that. Let's get into the game against Tottenham. See if we can carry this form into another win. Make it 8 matches won in a row. And we are back after a 14-day international break. We are back for the Tottenham match. This is a squad we're going to be starting. Kimmich is a little bit tired, so he's going to be put on the bench. Camavinga is going to start. Dodo's a little bit tired, so I'm going to drop him out completely. Bring Brandon Williams onto the bench. Bruno Fernandes has actually gotten healthy quicker than I thought. He's only out 4 to 9 more days, so he might be back for that Liverpool match. So hopefully he'll be back for that. That'd be nice. Mason Greenwood got a little bit of a knock, but he's only out for 1 more day. I just had to put Dak on the bench, so Pereira and Dak make the bench. Brandon Williams makes the bench. Obviously, Van de Beek has to come into the starting lineup, but he's been in good form, so I trust him to perform for us. Other than that, I'm sticking with Rashford and Martial up top. They haven't really been doing it recently. Only a 6.8 in the last 5 games for both of them, but Paul Pogba's fallen off form. Seems like our entire team has fallen off form, but we're still sneaking out wins. Mostly because of Nicolas Schüle goals, but let's see if we can do well against Tottenham. We played pretty well. We played pretty well against Man City. Like, the scoreline doesn't really represent it, but I think we played better than the scoreline. Let's play against Tottenham. They've dropped down to 5th in the league, I think, so they drew their last game. So let's see if we can beat them. Really try to keep ourselves at the top of the table. I'm going to tell the team we've been on a good run lately, so go out there and impress me. Didn't really motivate anybody. And of course, this is a Tottenham team, if you haven't noticed, is without Harry Kane. Because he has actually gone to, I think he actually went to Man City. He must have been injured for that last match, but I'm pretty sure he went to Man City. So he didn't play last game. I think he must have been injured. Obviously, they got him and Lautaro Martinez, which is kind of questionable. They spent $200 million on 2 strikers that they only play 1 striker a game. So, okay, Man City. We are unbeaten in our last 3 matches against Tottenham. How much of an edge does it give your team as kickoff approaches? It doesn't mean a great deal. Players change, managers change, circumstances change. We'll pay little attention to it. How confident are you ahead of kickoff knowing Man United sit first in the Premier League form table? Momentum is so important in football, and if we can keep picking up results as we have been, it'll only continue to grow. So they have actually brought in Duvan Zapata to be their new starting striker. He's not gotten off to the greatest start. They have Asensio on the right-hand side. They've really put money into this team. Obviously, they got a lot of money for Kane, and you can't really replace a Harry Kane, so I don't know if they're going to be doing that well. I mean, mostly he had to leave because obviously they finished like 14th last season, something awful. So they didn't qualify for any European football. So I think Harry Kane kind of forced his way out the door. I looked into it, but he doesn't really fit what we do. He's not quick enough to really match like our other strikers we've got. And I'm happy with our strikers. I'm happy with all of our strikers. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. Those are three very good strikers, and I don't really want to take anyone out of the rotation to bring in Harry Kane. So I didn't go after him, and I didn't really have the money even. So after I spent $100 million on Kimmich, I don't really have the money to also buy Harry Kane. So I felt Kimmich was the more important ad because that's the position we struggled with most last season. We've gotten a fair amount of shots on so far this game, but we're not putting any of them on target. 5 shots, but none on target after 25 minutes. Like, if you tell me I have 5 shots after 25 minutes, I'll be very happy with that, but got to put some of them on target. Martial with the ball here. Chance to square it to Rashford. He tries to go for goal instead. He misses the target again. Our strikers just have been completely off form. Maguire with a chance from the header, but he can't find the back of the net. A good ball in, but Maguire again, he's also been completely out of form. He can't score at all. He can't defend really even. Luke Shaw with a chance on the left-hand side. Jumps the tackle to Foyth, but they're going to call it a penalty. He's going to go ahead and take a look. It looked to be a pretty weak penalty. Like, he seemed to jump over the tackle, so he didn't make contact with him, but I don't know. I've seen him give him, so let's see if it's given. And it is not a penalty. Okay. A free kick. So it must have counted something outside the area. He must have contacted him outside the area before that little hop and a skip he did. That skip was definitely inside the penalty area. But we get nothing from the free kick. Saka will rotate it. And that's going to be the end of the highlight. We look like we might be playing an entire first half devoid of a shot on target. We have 7 shots, none on target. They don't have a single shot yet. So we've been very solid defensively. Martial and Rashford can't do anything offensively. Look at that. Absolutely awful. And I don't think Patson Daka is really going to change the game. They just need to step up their ideas. And they finally got a shot on target. It only took 45 minutes. I'm going to thrash my arm and say I'm far from pleased. We have not been good enough going forward. I like what I've seen at the back. Obviously, I don't think they have a shot yet. But going forward, we've been absolutely incompetent. Have to do better. Pretty much have 1 XG, but obviously can't put a shot on target. Van de Beek is already tired, but he's been our best player on the pitch. I don't really want to take him off. They've got a chance here with Reguilon, but he finds Shaw. Shaw looking for Martial. Martial takes it very wide, but he cuts back inside, but he gets saved. Finally puts a shot on target, but it's a nice save by Hugo Lloris. And we're going to get a corner out of it. I mean, we've got Sula and Maguire, so if we're ever going to score, it's probably going to be from a corner in this game because it doesn't look like our strikers are going to get it done. Have another highlight here about the 70th minute. Looks like it's going to be a Tottenham highlight, but we headed out. But only as far as Ndombele, who finds Højbjerg. Back out left, but Wan-Bissaka intercepts it. That's how most of our highlights have really started this game, is us intercepting their passes. A nice ball over the top to Martial, and he's got to score that. Martial, you've got to score that. Martial a month ago would find the back of the net there, but he is just so devoid of any sort of, confidence. I don't know what it is, but he just cannot score. I think I need to take Rashford off. He's done absolutely nothing this game. I'm going to bring on Patson Daka. I'm going to switch them around. So Martial's on the right-hand side. There's no really huge reason as to why. I just feel like Daka is the more natural striker. Martial can more likely get to the byline and put crosses in from that right-hand side. Wait, or did I put him on I thought I put him on the right-hand side. Has it not changed yet? There it goes. Daka comes in. I'm going to demand more from this team. They've not been good enough. Sula's one yellow card away from a suspension. That will stink because he's been our best player on the season. So, well, maybe Bruno Fernandes. He's been our best defensive player on the season. And Martial with another weak shot. Puts it right at the keeper. Going to bring on Kimmich. Camavinga's tired and on a yellow. Kimmich will come on even though he's a little bit tired. Van de Beek is dead. But he's our only performing player on the pitch. Tuanzebe's having a bad game. I thought of playing Bailly this game, but Tuanzebe had failed. He had only good games in the past 6 or 7 games he's played. Like at worst, he's had a 6.7, and I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with that position if he's doing that. But he can't be putting out a 6.4. But the defense, I don't understand why he has such a low rating because the defense has been solid. They have 4 shots all game, only one of them on target. How does he have a 6.4? Is it just his passing's been awful? I don't know. I'm going to save this last sub in case we get a goal, and I need to take Van de Beek off before he literally passes out. I'm going to go to the more attacking tactic. I maybe should have done this earlier. I'm going to do it now. I can't shout at the team. I'm going to be more expressive. Stop working the ball into the box. Distribute it quickly. I'll say just however you want to distribute it, just do it quickly. Push even higher up. Yeah, we need to get a goal. Like 1-1 against Tottenham's not good enough. We have a chance here. Or they probably have a chance, it looks like. Maximovic with the throw in. Usually we intercept these and go on a counterattack, but it's not going to happen this time. Asensio finds the ball across, but it gets blocked out by Sula. He finds Reguilon. Nice tackle from Wan-Bissaka. That is not a penalty. And he keeps the ball in. Thinking about bringing on Tellez, actually. More offensive left back. I mean, if we score here, I don't have to worry about it, but it doesn't look like we're going to. Martial, another weak shot. Martial has just been he's gotten a lot of chances. He's put himself in good positions. He's just failed every single time he's got a chance with a shot on target. Maguire almost with one. He finally gets one on target, but it's right into Lloris's arms. I'm going to take off Shaw. I'm going to bring on Tellez. I don't have any more attacking changes to make. Bring off Van de Beek for any of those other guys is not going to be a good change. Van de Beek's been good. He might be tired, but it hasn't seemed to impact his performances, so I'm going to bring on Tellez. I'm going to encourage the team. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the game. We have a corner here. Try to win it at the very end, but we didn't do it. And that's going to be game over. Unless they have a counter, an attack on here. But time is already gone. We're already a minute past. Ref, why have you not blown the whistle? He's just handing Tottenham another chance, but it's going to be cleared out. Pogba's injured. That's great. Okay, give us another chance. It's a free kick. Kadaka was offside. That has to be game. We're already a minute over. Surely he's going to blow the whistle, right? He's not going to give them another chance. Is he going to get what? I guess because of the Pogba injury, there's a little bit more added time. It must be. I didn't see any people coming out to help Pogba. I thought it was just a knock he picked up, but it must be because of the Pogba injury. It's the only thing explaining why this game is not ended. That or he's a Tottenham supporter. He finally ends the game. 0-0. Absolutely flaccid up front. That is the best word I can use to describe our strike partnership right now, is flaccid. Daka came in and did absolutely nothing. Put down a 6.5 in like 20 minutes of gameplay. Like, if you can be that bad in 20 minutes, that is impressive. I'm going to thrash my arm and say, I expect to see you in training. You're not good enough. What was your reaction to Anthony Martial's late miss that could have seen you win the game? He knows better than anyone how big of a chance that was. He doesn't need me to tell him that. How long do you think this unbeaten run can last? Is it realistic for it to expect it to continue? We're an increasingly big scalp, and if someone will eventually take us down, we'll just start again at that point. We have still gone unbeaten in the league. We are 6 points clear of Liverpool, but they also have a game in hand. So we're probably going to be one game ahead of Liverpool when all this is said and done, when they've played their game in hand. That makes us 16 unbeaten, but a draw is not good enough. No goals is not good enough. I know this isn't the most attacking tactic based on the formation, but our strikers, like, if they're so important to this tactic, and if they're not scoring goals, we're not winning games. Like, I'm very reliant on them and Bruno Fernandes really to score goals. And when none of them is either in the game or playing well, we're not scoring, we're not winning. It has to get better. I'm going to bench both of them for next game. We are playing Jablonec, so if we don't score like 5 goals in that game, I'm going to be very disappointed. In terms of when he'll be back, maybe for this Dortmund game, Dortmund Wolves. Wolves are in pretty good form. They're in the 5th right now. Probably be back for Dortmund Wolves. A little decent time away. I'll see you then. If you've made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. Links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you later.